we brought Todd in. And Todd, how many snowmobile races fall under ISR on an annual basis?
We run about 108, 109 events.
108, 109 events. How many racing series fall into that?
We had about 45 series, and we do racing in Canada, Finland, some in China.
Wow, China.
Yeah.
Okay, that's news to me.
Yeah.
So 108, 109 snowmobile events, 40 to 45 racing series, including ISOC, snowcross, including the Derby, the 500-mile race up in your hometown.
Well, the 500-mile race is in Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the Derby?
Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Eagle River. So it's a great relationship, but we purchased international snowmobile racing, quite frankly, from a business perspective, when we're slow. Well, honestly, we're never slow. From Turkey Night to Ocala, we're never really slow. But the winter series, we shift into snowmobile racing. And tonight we wanted to bring our Racer of the Year to show our community of the broadness of what USAC does. So Pat, why don't you introduce to us the ISR Racer of the Year?
Absolutely. Hard work, dedication, and true sportsmanship are the name of the game for this individual. This year he placed first in Factory Mod 2, placed second in points for Pro Stock 800, which is considered one of the discipline's premier classes. Overall, he accumulated 509 points, 16 points better than any other rider. Furthermore, he and his father are among the most reliable sportsmen in the series. They've been known to spend hours picking rocks out of the clay in heydays to provide a better racing surface for all competitors. Tonight, we present to you the 2023 International Snowmobile Racer of the Year from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It's Mike Ripple. We got a producer here. Mike, I tell you, a lot of people here not as familiar with snowmobile racing, but the dedication, what it takes, the thrill of competition, it's all the same. We're all in the same family. Congratulations. What a banner year.
Thank you very much. It's been hard work, and from one season's end, we go right into the next one, like many of you do too, and it's a great honor. Thank you so much. We appreciate this.
Do we need to get you a ride in any of these other series?
Well, we'll see.
Well, I tell you what, we're delighted to have you in the family, as Kevin just indicated. It's one of the many things the United States Auto Club does. When you're the driver of the year in any series, how about that? There's a round of applause. Congratulations on an outstanding accomplishment.
Another series a little closer to home, the NASCAR U Series. We started USAC 25 in 2009. We've grown. Over 60 clubs nationwide are part of the NASCAR U Series. Last year we rebranded under the U Series. It's been a great ride this year. We are providing many experiences. I know Danielle, Ben, the team, they go out of their way to go to NASCAR events, put on incredible events, bring in NASCAR drivers. I saw one race, Mike Helton and Jim France, the patriarchs of NASCAR, sitting at the track watching kids for hours. It's been a great marriage with NASCAR on this program because it is giving kids more and more opportunities. But more importantly, over those years since 2009, if you look at the starting lineup of NASCAR, Xfinity and Truck, so many of those young drivers here tonight, even racing sprint cars, midgets, we see them all over. It's great to see our graduates doing so well. Those past champions, Carson Hocevar in Cup now, we feel very proud that we gave them those opportunities. But even today, the kids on the stage earlier today, you'll see later tonight, are champions from 2023. They represent an incredible youth experience moving upward that we'll see here on the stage in Sprint Cars and Midgets soon. 2024, another great schedule laid out by our team. We're going to be heading to some incredible venues, and always Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is our big race of the year, but we'll be going to Las Vegas, Charlotte with NASCAR. We're even going to throw in Sonoma during prime season at the end of September with our Porsche Sprint Challenge Series in Sonoma. So a great year planned ahead for our kids out there. We're excited for them, and you'll see them a little bit later in the evening. Last year, we said we're going to make 2023 make great races even greater. Not focus on quantity, focus on the quality of the racing that we did. We backed that up. We added more money to Sprint Week. We added a NOS Trifecta series, the Fab Four, and of course, a bonus to our Triple Crown effort. The Trifecta is something special. Justin Grant, I believe, won $44,500 in one night at Kokomo. Things that we're doing, we are trying to improve the sport slowly and where we can sustain. 2024, the message is no different. We're going to continue that path. Everything we put in place last year stays in place in 24 plus. We're adding $15,000 to win every night at or every division at the Four Crown. Turkey night goes to $15,000 to win. And I'm not ready to announce it, but we're getting ready to announce something very, very special. Within a couple weeks, hopefully by the first of the year, if not shortly after, we are working on something that is an incredible opportunity for sprint car and midget drivers out there that we hope will take place early next year. Look for some news coming from us. We're excited. It's a lot of work to get this done, but we're working hard on it. Another program we put in place was the Fab Four. We announced it right here last year. Sterling Pratz, who is actually a former midget driver, USAC board member, and the founder and CEO of Car IQ. Sterling, why don't you join me on the stage real quick? Sterling's been instrumental in USAC since I started. In fact, the first year I started, I invited Sterling to the board of USAC. Sterling, thanks. In the background, he's a voice I can call. He can voice I can call and say, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Or he calls me, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? We talk quite a bit. A year ago, I recognized that we had a race, and we talked about this a year ago. The four fastest females in qualifying had never been done, and we said we need to recognize that and build that on the sport. I called Sterling. He was quick to sign up, and we announced the Fab Four. It's been a great, great year. Sterling, why don't you give a couple comments about the Fab Four?
Yeah, if you want me to go into some detail with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, first thing I want to thank you, Kevin, for everything. We really appreciate it. As Kevin mentioned, the Fab Four was really designed to be a championship inside a championship and allow these drivers to stand shoulder to shoulder with all the guys and also have the same opportunities, because we thought this is really important for the sport. But first, I really want to thank Kevin. Obviously, that's really important to us. Jack, for all the help that he provided as we started going through the process, because this was really a test, and it was a test that ended up being very powerful for us as a group. Wes in the background with the technology, enabling the points and how we did the votes and all that type of stuff was really important, because we wanted to refine it and make this thing really a high quality thing. Our goal was, will the drivers want to aspire to be part of this program? The drivers, MDK came in and offered up a Porsche weekend, do a test for the winning driver. And that really meant a lot, because now there was some trajectory in it. Like, what's in it for the driver beyond just winning or having some money? It was, hey, here's an opportunity to try out another car, another class at a very, very high level. All the supporters. And then Kate. Kate's been on the ground working with everybody, trying to manage the process and all the fun. There were a couple things that were really important as we get into this. There were four really important drivers in the series, and I think that's the thing that Kevin and I learned the most about, was the series really helped four drivers stand out, and it really started to change the sport. Not only did they score and do well, but others started, who were not part of the sport before, started to lean in and watch the sport from an angle we'd never seen before. Big corporations, C-level executives in these corporations, people who started asking questions, what is midget racing? What is USAC? Suddenly this was on their radar, and that was really important. And the 4 drivers were really important. Taylor Reimer, for example, she led 16 laps this year. She finished in the top 10 12 times. She also had 2 quick times. That says a lot about the athlete. Jade, she won a championship in another series, but she also led 15 laps. She had multiple top 5 finishes, right? She was 17 finishes in the top 10. She won 2 qualifiers, and then she also had 3 fast times. That had never happened before. The sport's really changing. Taylor Ferns owns her own Silver Crown team, right? It's very, very impressive that she runs it. Not only that, she's a law student trying to balance both. It's incredible to watch it. But then the performance is there, right? The most passes in the Silver Crown series. That's really, really impressive to see that. Manage the business and still drive well on the track, plus the sprint car series that she runs outside of USAC. Kaylee Bryson, amazing. Went from midgets, went into Silver Crown racing, right? Now she's the Rookie of the Year for the Silver Crown series. And also consistently could move anywhere from the starting point in the field all the way up into the top 10 and start pushing on 5th place, 4th place. So you know a win's going to come from Kaylee at some point. So those are the ones we're doing. Do you want to?
I did. Sorry. You're good.
Thank you. Now the framework. This thing was the most important thing we had to do to set up the structure for it. Kevin and I had a lot of conversations about how do we make it fair? How do we make it balanced, right? How do we create this championship inside of a championship that's not only worthwhile to win, but also quite measurable? The Fab Four program had to take into account multiple factors. So it had to look at race standings, fan votes. But not only that, we decided, really thanks to Kevin, is let's add a voting system in. Let's do this to encourage drivers to be their own spokesperson, to let the drivers talk to their fan base or their sponsor base and get them engaged. And it turned out the fan vote, well, at times we had to work on it, there's no question. The fan vote turned out to be one of the most important things we did, because it was through the fan vote that new companies and new organizations started to see the sport differently. Visa came in and said, hey, we really like this. We want to get involved. Let's add some money to the purse. Let's give the other drivers some cash for their efforts. But also, let's learn more about what the sport is all about. So those things were really, really important to us. And our goal, this is probably, go to the next one. This is probably one of the most important things. Our goal was, how do we fix the gender gap problem? How do we help women have an equal opportunity to win a championship? How do we help women, as Dr. Pat Sullivan famously said in the video, how do we help them perform on the track, but also on the business side? Go in and talk to sponsors, talk to businesses, learn how to associate their performance and what they're trying to accomplish with what the brand is trying to do. And we started to see that. PACCAR, Visa again, right? Another company, AutoFi. These companies started leaning in and questioning, like, how do we get involved? What do we need to do to help the sport? So those are really, really important things that started to happen. And then we really got involved. As we started getting more engaged, we realized it wasn't only the love of the sport that we were doing this for, but we saw a new wave of female talent coming, right? There's young girls running quarter midget racing, and there's a lot of them. We also have people in the sport, and there's quite a few of them. And so we wanted to help bring that up and raise that up. These issues that we see with gender gap, where women are starting out young, winning championships, winning quarter midget races, but then starting to fade, we wanted to give them a program that they could escalate with.
Let's bring them all up.
Mhm.
Just have them all come up.
Yeah, so if you'd like, you want to bring them up on stage?
Yeah, Jade, Taylor, and Kaylee. I think they're all three of the four here. Come on up.
All right.
So, one thing that I want to appreciate Sterling for is this started out to be a program that was the winner take all $10,000, but through Sterling's efforts, working with partners, he raised it to $22,500, and there's checks for all of them. So Sterling, why don't you distribute your checks to all of them?
All right. Jade? I'm gonna hand you your first check. Thank you so much for that championship.
So Jade gets $10,000, Taylor Ferns with $4,000, and Kaylee with $500. Thank you, Sterling. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it.
Take the photo with the girls. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We'll grab a quick word here with Jade before she leaves. I see her trying to sneak away. Jade, you got the check, and Kevin and Sterling talked about all the ways that they're seeing improvement, not only from sponsors wanting to come in and be a part of this, but the fans coming and be a part of this. And you and I had a really good conversation back at Ventura about this. But for you personally, how has this program changed your career?
Yeah, it's really cool. I can't thank Sterling, Kate, and everyone at USAC and all the gentlemen and ladies at Car IQ to put on this. I think it's really cool, and obviously to everyone, I don't know who's watching on Flow, but to all the fans out there, to win a fan vote's obviously super special, and I'll never forget this.
Jade Avedisian, your 2023 Car IQ Fab 4 winner. We'll send it back over to Kevin.
So what's great about the program, we're not only going to continue the program within USAC, we're expanding it. Next year, we will be launching the Car IQ Fab 4 in quarter midget racing. The details will be coming out February 1st with a set of rules. We won't be rewarding one female in quarter midget, there's so many. 4 will be awarded at the end of 2024. Again, we're working on those details. We recognize the talent at a very young age. We want to nurture that talent and bring it forward. So thank you again, Sterling, for all the support and for a great program that kicked off and truly supported women in motorsport in 2023. The USAC Triple Crown, one of the most coveted properties in all of motorsports. We have a few winners of that Triple Crown. We want more. Last year we talked about this. We talked about, hey, if you win 2 of our segments, we're going to times 2 what you won. If you won 3, the Triple Crown, we'll pay you 3 times what you won. A $300,000 payout. Unfortunately, we didn't have to pay that out. My team said that's fortunate for me. So 2023, nobody got the Triple Crown. I said this a year ago, we're going to up the ante. Another $100,000. You win it, $400,000 in 2024. And I really, really want somebody to win it before I leave USAC. 2025, $500,000. Bring it on. There'll be a nice check to win the Triple Crown as a driver. Flow. We're live on Flow right now. Say hi, everybody. We're live on Flow. It's been a great partnership. Flow has been really a game changer for the sport, a game changer for USAC. Do you know that we're averaging over 50,000 live viewers per night average on Flow? The BC39, 140,000 live viewers. That blows away numbers that we saw on Speed Channel back in 2013, live on Speed Channel with some of the other series. Those numbers translate. Jack, one of our marketing guys, works really hard at the numbers. Our earned media, and these are numbers we have to report out to sponsors, to AMSOIL, 374 million impressions for AMSOIL in 2023. That's more impressions than the rest of the AMSOIL motorsport programs combined. We're proud of what we do at USAC. We're proud of what we deliver to sponsors. We're proud of the fact that we run 100 races a year, live on Flow, telling stories, talking about brands, gaining exposure, and having fun. But behind that, behind those numbers, behind those success, is an incredible USAC team. Let's give them a round of applause. Again, 16 years, I've seen a lot. This is the best team we've ever had at USAC, by far. The circle track team, I was telling this story today. I don't want to offend the rest of my team, but the circle track team within USAC today is the best team we have within the company. They are having fun, they're excited, they work their ass off. 100 races a year, they're tired, they get grumpy, they get angry, they fight. But right now, in December, they're fired up for February to go back to Florida and put on 7 nights of sprint cars in Volusia and Ocala. So thank you guys. You guys are one hell of a team. But tonight we're going to honor one person. He's actually not here. He's departing our team. He's been a big part of Flow and a big part of what we do, and that's Chet Christner. And Chet wants to move on. We've begged Chet to stay around. We've offered him, hey, just come to Florida, hang out, have fun. But, you know, it's aware. You guys know that, being on the road. If you're running sprint cars, add midgets and Silver Crown in there. Go on the road for all those races from February to Thanksgiving. It's tough. It's a tough life. But we recognize Chet. He's not here tonight. We recognized him earlier at PRI with an award. He's very appreciative. We love Chet. And we wish Chet well in his endeavors. Another area of USAC that changed in 2023 was the USAC Benevolent Foundation. The Benevolent Foundation has been around, like Pat said, since 1956. It's been with us the whole time. It's helped thousands of racers in need. Always there. 2023, we handed the reins over to Nikki Klepper. We brought on a different life for it. We actually changed the brand to Race Aid, something that people could relate to today. A racer's in help, we need to give them aid. Made it simple. We gave Nikki a goal. In fact, it's a stretch goal. The Benevolent Foundation generally brought in about under $20,000 a year in donations to support it. Not on this watch. We wanted over $100,000. Through October, it's $103,000 that Nikki collected, worked on. In fact, today, another $5,000 check just came in today. So we really want to appreciate Nikki. Give her a round of applause. You know, the Dick Jordan Award, Dick's was with USAC for 40-some years. And the Dick Jordan Award, the Award of Excellence, is really bestowed on people who give their life to racing, give their life to USAC. And it couldn't be more appropriate than to give it tonight to the person that replaced Dick Jordan here at this banquet. The person behind that banner over there, who's hiding right now because she's giving out awards, Nikki Klepper. I would love to announce as our Dick Jordan Award of Appreciation. Nikki, I know you're going to kill me.
I'm not happy with you right now.
You want to see? She said she hates me, but we'll take that as a compliment. But tonight is about you, the champions in the room. Our 68th year of honoring USAC champions. We're proud to recognize you. We're proud to honor you. Proud to be with you on this evening to honor you. And I'm going to turn it over to Pat for the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Exciting news. Rob Klepper and I have a couple things in common. We're both announcers, and Nikki said she hates me too when this award just happened, so we're joined at the hip on that. All Our developmental series will be our next, or really first group of inductees and drivers. As I'm announcing your name, please make your way forward. We'll have you fan across the stage and hold a position till all are here, and then Drake will do an interview with you. Three developmental midget series plus the Midwest Mini Sprint Association took part in a total of 60 events spanning 10 different states in 2023 from coast to coast, and produced 4 first-time USAC champions with the theme this series this year, record-breaking points battles, all of which came down to the wire. We'll begin with the Midwest Mini Sprint Association champion. This man has competed in nearly every kind of open-wheel racing machine: Silver Crown cars, midget sprint cars with and without a wing, dirt, and on pavement. He's also ran in the Light Series and finished in the top 10 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Switch back to the mini sprints, Rookie of the Year in 2022, and now he's your 2023 Midwest Mini Sprint Association champion from Avon, Indiana. Make your way forward. It's Mike Larison. He prevailed in the closest USAC Eastern Midget Association points battle ever in 2023, winning by just 4 points and 1 on-track position. We're talking about Logan Suley from Raleigh, North Carolina. In 2023, he landed in the top 4 in all but his 10 starts, winning 3 times in all. Let's hear it for USAC Eastern Midget Association champ, again, from Raleigh, North Carolina, Logan Suley. This individual's champion, the Radical Focus Midget champion in 2023, was truly special in many ways. After 17-year-old Chaz Grote passed away in a 2021 highway accident, Chuck and Julie Grote made the decision to race in their son's memory. The driver, handpicked by the family to drive Chaz's lucky number 13 midget moving forward, and he paid them off for the title run by 4 markers in the closest title race in series history. He won 4 times on his path to the title, became Utah's first USAC champion since Jim Waters 12 years ago. Please welcome your 2023 USAC Rocky Mountain Radical Midget champion from Saratoga Springs, Utah. It's Devin Westover. And points weren't on the top of the mind of this driver beginning in the 2023 season. After training late in the year, he made up substantial ground to take over the point lead with 1 race remaining. Needing to finish within 2 spots of fellow Buckeye Bryce Massengill in the Gas City finale to clinch, he did just that, finishing exactly within 2 positions. In the end, he wound up going the distance by winning the title by the narrowest margin in series history, 3 points and 1 single position. He's the newest USAC Midwest Thunder Speed 2 Midget Champ for 2023 from Belpre, Ohio. It's Zach Weigel.
Well, Pat, we'll get started with the first of our interviews. Mike Larison, who I learned is very excited to give this speech here tonight. But Mike, Pat mentioned all the cool race cars you got to drive over your career. But on your list of achievements, where does this championship rank?
Oh, it's pretty high. I mean, I've never, I'm just a washed-up pavement driver, so. I mean, I've been around so long, I think Tim Clausen had a full head of hair. That's how long I've been gone.
All right, here comes the glare from that table.
But anyway, I mean, this is pretty high. I worked really high. I mean, it's a development series. I probably broke the record for the oldest guy up here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it.
Mike Larison, your Midwest Mini Sprint champion, Logan Suley, and Pat mentioned all the close battles, but you probably had one of the closest. How stressful were those last couple of races to kind of make sure you did everything you could to lock out that title?
Very. It came down to just one position on the racetrack. We got very lucky with the second to last race where our championship rival blew a radiator hose, and that gifted us a very generous opportunity, and all we had to do in the last race was finish ahead of them, and that's what we did.
We'll move over to now Devin Westover, your Rocky Mountain Radical Focus Midget champion, and Pat said it also. I mean, this has got to be a very emotional title, but not only to win the title for yourself, but for the family that handpicked you after tragedy. How special is that to you?
It's extremely special and an honor to be able to run for him in Chaz's honor. So it was a great year, great race team, and I could have been asked by better people.
Devin Westover, once again the champion, and we'll move to Zach Weigel. By the way, massive Justin Grant fan, by the way. But Zach, you know, the plan was not to run the entire season. What changed over the course of the season that kind of reversed that decision for you and your race team?
You know, just how well it was going. We had a great year with great help from Dave Nosh, Prime Lending, and a bunch of other people. But just a lot of hard work in the shop and countless nights getting the thing ready.
So are you going to talk to Justin Grant after this? I know he's your all-time hero.
Yeah, big buds. We'll see.
Best buds. All right, race fans, how about it for your developmental series champions under the United States Auto Club banner?
Dave will get them all squared away for their photo. Congratulations, drivers. While the photos are being taken, Kirk Spridgen, please come to the stage. Is Bridge on his way? To us, he'd be going, let's go. Well, we're going to start without him. We got a schedule to run. Race Organizer and Special Appreciation Awards are next on the card. And our Race Organizer of the Year, I can't say this enough. We have an event on our schedule that has become absolutely must-see at a great race facility that we have watched become transformed. And for several years now, he has been the face of Pennsylvania's Port Royal Speedway, overseeing a transformation of a facility that fits its moniker to a T as the Speed Palace. A longtime advocate for USAC racing in the Keystone State since 2012, he's been an ardent supporter of USAC sprint car racing during the annual Eastern Storm. In 2022, he was instrumental in doubling USAC's participation in Port Royal, adding a Silver Crown event to the race, thus creating one of the most highly anticipated events of the year. He's not in attendance tonight, but I want to absolutely ask you to reach out to this guy because we need to celebrate this gentleman. Your 2023 USAC Race Organizer of the Year for Port Royal Speedway, Steve O'Neill. And we also have a very bittersweet USAC Appreciation Award. This year, we bid farewell to one of the most supportive and prevalent USAC promoters in the club's history. For the past 17 years, they have operated Indiana's Lawrenceburg Speedway. Between 2007 and 2023, they organized more than 40 USAC National Sprint Car events, 8th most all time. The last of those 40 served as this season's finale and was the richest race of any kind in the 74-year history of the track. They also promoted 16 USAC national events at the Berg, and all told, they promoted 56 USAC national events. That ranks 14th in USAC history. It brings us a great deal of pleasure to introduce to you this year's USAC Special Appreciation recipients, Dave and Kim Rudisell. If you think promoting is easy, try again. How about it one more time? 17 years of dedication by that thing. Regional Sprint and Midget Series, USAC Regional Sprint Car Midget Series hit dirt tracks from the east to the west throughout 2023, producing 5 USAC champions. It's a group that includes a pair of first-time USAC titleists and a bevy of others returning to the stage tonight as the USAC driving champions once more. Again, as I call your name, move up, move center stage, and we'll get a photo and an interview with Drake. Our Western States midget champion, Brody Fusen, is not with us, but we do have someone to accept the award. This teenage sensation finished second in the point standings the past 2 years, but in 2023, he took the next step to become a champion in his Rusty Carlisle-owned machine. At 18 years of age, he became the youngest ever USAC Western States midget champion. He's from Bakersfield, California. That's Brody Fusen. And accepting on his behalf is team sponsor Shandy Teagarden from Impact Foam Solutions. He has been a stalwart of the USAC West Coast sprint car scene dating back to the 2015 season, but this year marked a major breakthrough. The 28-year-old racer took third in the series standings for 2018, followed up with a pair of runner-up finishes in 2019 and 2021. But 2023 ultimately proved this was his year. He struck first and never relented as he led the standings from start to finish with a pair of wins over the course of the year at Bakersfield. Finally, this man is a USAC West Coast Sprint Car champion from Pleasant Hill, California, Ryan Timmons. We weren't sure. I don't think Ryan is with us. I think that's the word I just received. I think this guy is because I talked to him this week. It was a season in which he embarked on a journey with a new team, but in the end, the result was precisely the same as 2022. Joining the Hogue Racing Enterprises outfit, he used a string of consistency to reach the top, featuring a pair of wins, plus a series-high 12 top 5 finishes in 14 starts. And it seemed fitting that 3 years after winning in his first ever sprint car start, he clinched his second straight title at the very same venue, New Jersey's Bridgeport Motorsports Park. For the second year in a row, he's the USAC Rapid Tire East Coast Sprint Car presented by Capital Custom Trailers champion for the racing town of Allentown, Pennsylvania, Briggs Danner. The Wholesale Batteries Midwest Wingling Racing Association champion is with us. The most successful driver in the history of the series did it again in 2023. He bracked up his previous championships in 2020 and 2022 with a second consecutive crown this season in downright dominant fashion, winning by 375 points on the strength of 6 victories. From Topeka, Kansas, he's once again your 2023 USAC Wholesale Batteries Wingless Racing Association Sprint Car Champion. From Topeka, Kansas, it's Wyatt Burks. Now, this is a bit of a historic moment, and we'll make that very clear in just a few minutes. After more than 12 years of touring with the Amsoil USAC CRA Sprint Car Series and finishing as the runner-up 3 times, this man finally reached the pinnacle in 2023. The season presented him with a new ride, which paid dividends with 8 victories. His 4th overall USAC title, following previous crowns in the Focus Midgets, West Coast Sprints, Southwest Sprints, but its first USAC CRA title. But this does indeed mark a milestone, and some of you will understand this. This is the first time in over a decade that the USAC CRA champion is here on the Night of Champions. From Garden Grove, California, Brody Roa, the entrant, Tom and Christy Dunkel, and BR Performance. Let's hear it for Brody Roa. Try to get him up.
We'll get a word with the first of 3 champions here on the stage. Briggs, now a 2-time Rapid Tire USAC East Coast Sprint Car champion, but a lot was different, at least from the outside, moving to the Hogue Enterprises 39. But on the inside, what was different about this title compared to your run at the title last year?
Yeah, just getting used to working with new people and new equipment. It's definitely was a little bit different for me. We didn't really plan on running for points. We just raced when we could, what we could, and just kind of played out. I mean, we went to a couple national races this year and risked missing some regional races by us that ended up getting rained out, so that worked in our favor. No, I got to thank Tim and Fran, Heather and Tammy, all the sponsors on the side of the car, E. Schneider & Sons, Boulevard Truck Repair, Concrete Cutting Systems, Apache Transport, for all of their help, the 2 Tylers and Travis for showing up to all the races, and yeah, hopefully we'll be looking forward to racing a little bit more national stuff next year.
Briggs Danner, now a 2-time champion of the Rapid Tire USAC East Coast Sprint Car Series. Wyatt Burks, Pat mentioned it, an unbelievable career thus far with the Wholesale Batteries, Midwest Wingless Racing Association, and all the stats that came with this incredible run. What are some of the pieces that you need to have in place to put together such a dominant season?
Great family backing me, great sponsors with Randy and MWRA and the Wholesale Batteries, all of them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this back home. So thanks to all of them, and thanks for everybody for coming.
Wyatt Burks, your 2023 Wholesale Batteries Midwest Wingless Sprint Car champion. Brody Roa, a historic occasion. First off, Brody, so great to see you after that hard hit at Ventura where you left in the ambulance. So it's awesome to have you here on the stage tonight. But you and I were talking when you made the trip out to Texas, and I said, does it feel real yet? This was still with a couple races left in the season. You said it's never really over till it's over. You've now had some time to think about it. Has it sunk in that you're finally an Amsoil USAC Sierra Sprint Car champion?
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's really cool, and it's almost a dream come true at this point. You know, to try for so long with you know, all the great supporters that have gone into our program over the last 12 years or something that it's been. You know, it's been incredible, and to have Tom and Christy and the whole Dunkel family and Inland Rigging, Dunkel Farms jump on board this year to make it possible is it's just been unreal. So I can't thank them enough, and everybody that supported us or supported me and our team up to this point, and Biker Bruce Fisher and Burris Racing and CSI Shocks and DRC Chassis, my wife, my family, my dad. He's been right there with me the entire time, and even past supporters like HD Industries and Mike and Jim Z. They've you know, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to begin with. I would have been done 8 years ago when I was running 11th place every week. So it's really cool, and thanks to everybody, and thanks to USAC and this whole operation they put on, and having a West Coast series. It's really cool, and it's cool to be a champion.
Tom Dunkel's been eyeing the microphone. Do you want to say anything, Tom? I know he's a big talker. That's why I say that. Oh, I got you right there. How about our race fans for your regional sprint car champions?
Did Tom tap out? Is that what we're hearing? We're going to get a group shot. Tom, you get another chance to grab that microphone. He's ignoring me. Got him, Dave? All right, very good. I had a chance to get here a little early today and hear some of the speeches from our champions in our NASCAR Youth Series. Some wonderful speeches were given by these young drivers, and as you'll see, all of them are dressed up, and I know that the dads worked very hard to get that done. Okay, I'm not delusional. But we got Ben McFarland, the NASCAR Youth Series director here. We're going to bring some of these champions on the stage. Ben, come on forward.
So we're excited to present the 2023 NASCAR Youth Series champions. First up, we have Tyler Lupton. Easton Gardner. Colton Kelly. Case James. RJ Dayton. Riker Sumner. Reese Widger. Caden Wenger. Evelina Gosling. Augustine Punk. Avery McMillan. Jax Whitmer. And not here with us is Lincoln Smith. And Rue Reeves. So we're going to get some quick interviews with them. So first up, we have Rue Reeves. Rue, what was your favorite race in 2023 that you went to?
Charlotte, because I won there and it helped me with the championship.
Awesome. Rue races on our national tour. So our next interview, and our second interview, is going to be with Tyler Lupton. Tyler, what's your favorite part about racing quarter midgets?
Just going to the track and seeing my friends and working hard to achieve my goals and making goals and making new ones and try and achieve them.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to everybody. And let's give them one more round of applause.
Good job, guys. Come on, don't those kids look sharp? Yes. What do you mean? What are you shrugging your shoulders for? We good? All right. Follow Drake. Ben's going to lead him out. Does a tremendous job. Next up, our most improved national driver. Hailing from Littleton, Colorado, this driver recorded career bests in every single statistical category throughout the 2023 USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship season. In his third year with the series, he notched 3 top 5s and came within a whisker, just 9300ths of a second, of winning his first series feature event at Macon Speedway in Illinois. He also made one of the biggest charges of the year when he advanced from the 20th to the 6th position at Eldora Speedway. He's the first ever Rocky Mountain State driver to be named USAC National Most Improved Driver. He's from a great racing family. He's been a great addition to the series. Please welcome Carson Garrett.
Oh, Carson doesn't look excited about this. I thought we were friends. Are we? I don't feel like we're friends anymore, but that's besides the point. I know Macon is still on your mind. I talked to you months after Macon, and it is still on your mind, but 100%, very well put together season front to back for you. You guys have made a lot of USAC national appearances, and then you guys bringing on CJ Leary. What was the biggest thing that contributed to this amazing season that you guys were able to put together?
I think it was just like the teamwork that we all had together when CJ had come part of our team. We all just bonded like really well together, and I can't thank Doug enough for bringing all the knowledge to our team. I think back to our midget racing days when it was just my dad and I, and we didn't know what we were doing. So thank Doug for bringing his 20-plus years of racing knowledge to our team, because without him, I don't know where we would be truly. and my other crew guys that just make it simpler on myself because I feel like it's pretty stressful at times. But and I want to thank my dad for, he started this whole entire team. It's a lot of money and work and time to even run one car, let alone two. So I just really appreciate everything he does and just the bond that we've had and formed for the last 3 years. And I'm just really looking forward to the 2024 season.
Carson Garrett looking to parlay the Most Improved Driver Award into his first national win in 2004. Or 2024. My goodness gracious, Carson. That was probably the year you were born.
Probably so.
It was the year I was born, Pat. That's where I'm going with.
Yeah, I was just a little shy of that. Well, next up are Rookies of the Year, the MPI Rookies of the Year. And, of course, that's for Max Pappas Innovations. We had hoped that Max would be here, but I don't know how many of you know Max. He's an exuberant guy, and he works hard. He's kind of worn himself out. He's driven race cars all over the world, Formula One. He's raced the Indianapolis 500, the Brickyard 400. You get the point. And we are so happy to have Max Pappas Innovations on board as the proud sponsor of the Rookie of the Year Awards for all 3 national divisions. All of tonight's rookie recipients will receive a custom trophy, custom steering wheel, courtesy of MPI for their efforts this season. And we're just delighted to have Max on board. Same scenario, folks. As I call your name, come forward. We'll center you at the stage, and we'll do an interview and certainly be glad to salute you. There are comeback stories, and there is a comeback story for this individual. In 2021, he suffered a spinal injury that kept him inside hospitals and rehabilitation centers for several months. His perseverance and desire ultimately led him back to the driver's seat and this stage tonight. Right out of the box in 2023, he got the racing world's attention with a $10,000 score at Florida's Volusia Speedway Park. It's a night he'll always remember. Defying the odds is part of Pursley's game, and tonight he becomes the first Oklahoman to win this honor since Gary Cameron in 1992. From Locust Grove, Oklahoma, your Max Pappas Innovations USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Car Rookie of the Year, Dason Pursley. Next is our Bob Stroud National Midget Rookie of the Year. Just a few years ago, like the young people we just saw, he stood on this stage as a decorated quarter midget racer. Now, the 6-time USAC .25 midget champion is making a name in the USAC national scale by becoming the first Pennsylvanian to win a feature since the great Steve Buckwalter 13 years ago. His win at Bloomington and an 8th place finish in the standings propelled him to becoming just the 3rd Keystone native to receive this honor after John Andretti and Andrew Laser in 2019. He's your 2023 Max Pappas Innovations Bob Stroud USAC National Midget Rookie of the Year from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Gavin Miller. Gavin's sneaking behind me. And while Gavin's making his way up, throughout the 2023 season, she ascended to heights never before reached in USAC's 68-year history. She became the first woman to finish inside the top 5 of the standings in a USAC National Series, and now is the first woman to earn USAC National Rookie of the Year honors of any kind. 1 year ago, she became the first woman to earn USAC's Most Improved Driver honor, and she's also the first from Oklahoma to win this award. She's here again tonight. She's your 2023 Max Pappas Innovations Silver Crown Rookie of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, from Muskogee, Oklahoma, Kaylee Bryson.
Looks like that's the last of the pictures. Dason Persley, we'll start with him as our AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Rookie of the Year. Dason, heading into the 2023 season, you really didn't even have that many laps in a sprint car, much less races and no race wins or anything like that. So from that standpoint, how intimidating was it to sign up for the full national tour in 2023?
Yeah, it was pretty intimidating to say the least. Just had a couple laps at Hopstad in the KO car to really get my feet wet in an on-wing sprint car, and getting down to Florida Volusia is a little bit different than Hopstad. So it was fun. You know, the whole 2023 season was really fun with KO Motorsports and Kent and Brian and Jerica and everyone involved, and forever thankful for the opportunity that they've given me, and looking forward to 2024 here.
Our next MPI Rookie of the Year, Gavin Miller, and Pat mentioned all the things, you know, that how we haven't really seen a lot of Pennsylvania Rookie of the Years. And, you know, you not only won in USAC, but you went out, won in other series. So not only for yourself, but for your home state of Pennsylvania, what does this feel like to have this award go back to PA?
Yes, I'm very honored. You know, I just got to thank Pete, Keith, Brandon, all my supporters, you know, my family. You know, we live so far away, so kind of just getting out in this midget world, kind of just, you have to, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Sorry, it's kind of hard traveling and, you know, figuring out these racetracks from being from Pennsylvania and you know, racing with these guys on the on this, you know, how high this level is, and you know, it just they're amazing drivers, and you know, I just got to learn from them and, you know, keep improving, and just got to be ready for next season.
Gavin Miller, also your MPI Rookie of the Year at the BC 39, and I guess it was kind of another season, you know, another couple records broken, some new established. You know, it was a pretty average season, I would say, for you. But in all seriousness, Kaylee, you made records in the midgets. You're continuing to break records and set new records in the Silver Crown Series. What's the sense of accomplishment after another banner and record-breaking career?
Yeah, you know, I wish my team could be up here with me because I wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for them. And this is definitely a team award, and I'm just blessed to be able to do what I love. You know, I absolutely love racing. To be able to go out and compete with the best of the best drivers, have a good car, have a great team behind me. They're like my family, so it's really cool to go break some records and win some trophies.
She won some trophies this year with the MPI Rookie of the Year award. We'll keep Dason Persley up here, but one more time, how about it for your MPI Rookie of the Years in the National Series?
Without question, we are going to keep Dason up because we want to bring one of the great supporters of USAC Racing the stage, Buck Rice. Buck, where are you at? There he is. He's right in front of me. How about it for Buck? He's just such a great guy. We're delighted that he's involved with the ProSource Passing Master. It's such an important road. Listen to this. Good to see you, Buck. His conquest in USAC National Sprint and Midget Division saw him pass a total of 199 cars in just 62 feature starts in 2023. Those efforts paid off with a $2,500 award. He becomes the third different driver of the award, which rewards USAC nationally licensed drivers who advance the most positions during feature events throughout the year. Again, he hasn't left Locust Grove, Oklahoma. He's still from there, and he's the ProSource Passing Master for 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Dason Persley.
Well, Dason's going to get to do a little bit more talking. And Dason, ever since you first came into the USAC National racing scene, I should say, you've always been described as an up-on-the-wheel type of race car driver. Now with this award, how cool is it to kind of have a trophy like this to back it up?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool award. I think it's just a nicer way of saying that you're not very good at qualifying, to be honest. But nonetheless, can't thank Buck for putting all of his hard-earned money into USAC racing, and it seems like he likes, you know, watching people pass cars. So thank you for him to putting the money up for this, and hopefully we can qualify a little bit better next year, or if not, we can win this award again.
Well, Dason's a little hard on himself. He did pass a lot of race cars, but Pat just talked about all the time and money you've committed to the United States Auto Club. What keeps you coming back, and much less, what keeps you trying to award these drivers for passing the most cars? And it's not just this race, fans. There is also other ProSource Passing Master Awards. There was one for the Texas Swing. We've had some for Indiana Sprint Week. So what keeps you coming back for the Passing Master Award?
Well, I just thoroughly enjoy watching these guys stand on the gas, you know, and in particular these young guys that's coming along, and I can't say much about you trying to steal my thunder with your shoes, Brad.
Man, this is a pairing. I think we have the best shoes in the building. Any duo that wants to take Buck and I, come to the stage right now. See, no one will do it. But nonetheless, Buck, always good seeing you, and thank you for your commitment to the United States Auto Club. It's appreciated. How about it for Buck Rice and your 2023 Pro Source Passing Master throughout the entire season, Oklahoma's Jason Persley.
Well, Buck gave Drake something to aspire to, get a little bit better shoes there. Our next award is the Angler Fast Pass, a new contingency award introduced in the 2023 USAC Silver Crown Series with the very intention of rewarding a driver, a team who are the backbone of the sport. This individual exemplifies that fact, having been a fixture on the series trail for the past 8 seasons. This year, the first car in the running order, a lap down, was issued a Fast Pass. This man grabbed 5 of those throughout the year, which earned him a $4,000 prize. $2,000 to the driver, $2,000 to the owner. In this case, he happens to be both. Your Angler Machine and Tool Fast Pass Award winner is the kind of guy that this series is about. This is one of the great moments of his life to race these cars. He gives it absolutely everything he's got, and we appreciate it. It's Dave Berkheimer. Hip checked him.
Dave, Pat mentioned it, owner, driver, you give everything you got to this series. So heading into the offseason, going into 2024, what does this extra $4,000 do for not only yourself as a driver, but for your entire operation?
Oh, it means the world. It was a big surprise, and I'm very glad I got it. Thank you, Angler. And I really got to thank 5 people, I don't even know their names, the 5 flagmen who threw the yellow before I was the second car lap down.
Oh, man, it seems like he checked everybody off the list. Dave Berkheimer, your 2023 Angler Machine and Tool Fast Pass Award winner.
Thank you very much. We're going to recognize now drivers who finished in the 3rd position and entrance in the National Series. Same drill, bring you up, center you, ask a question or 2. Total of 75 USAC national events were held from sea to Shining Sea during the 2023 campaign. From February events in the Gator Country of Barberville, Florida, all the way to November's night on the beach in Ventura, California. We were witness to milestones, photo finishes, historic streaks, hard charges, a double-up champion, a repeat titleist, and a return to the throne. As we close the curtain on the 68th year of USAC racing, we salute all the individuals and teams who thrived throughout the year-long grind on the trail and now stand on this stage tonight as among the very best in their discipline. Again, as I announce you, please move your way forward. Our AMSOIL National Sprint Car 3rd place driver, Emerson Axum from Franklin, Indiana, the entrant, Clausen Marshall Newman Racing from Fishers, Indiana. 1 year after corralling Rookie of the Year honors, he came back with a sensational sophomore season in which he won back-to-back in Pennsylvania's Big Diamond in Williams Grove en route to the Eastern Storm title before adding another win at Bloomington Speedway. Meet your 3rd place USAC National Sprint Car and entrant, again, Emerson Axum and Clausen Marshall Newman Racing. Looks like Tim's with us tonight. Hang tight. Our NOS Energy Drink National 3rd place midget driver comes from Colby, Kansas, Bryant Wiedemann. And the entrant, CB Industries of Mooresville, North Carolina, became a first-time series winner in 2023, utilizing a low side pass on the white flag lap to seal a victory in his home state, in Kansas at the Mitchell County Fairgrounds. He raced all the way to the 4th place finish in the standings a year ago, just 13 points out of 3rd. However, this year he took the next step by leading 32 laps and grabbing non-top 5s. Your 3rd place USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Driver and entrant, Colby, Kansas, Bryant Wiedemann, and Mooresville, North Carolina, CB Industries. And for the 8th straight season, this driver found himself in the top 5 of the USAC Silver Crown standings at season's end. On Labor Day weekend this year, he broke an 18-race string without a victory when he scored the 69th running of the Ted Horn 100 at DuQuoin State Fairgrounds Mile. After somewhat sluggish start, saw him fall to 9th place in points. He rebounded with authority, recording 6 top 6s to cap the season. Your 3rd place USAC Silver Crown driver and your entrant, Ione, California's Justin Grant, and LaSalle, Michigan's Himmelgaren Racing. We're going to center you up for a photograph. Tommy Estes also joins us. Let's get you a little bit closer. I know that Drake's going to get a word with you. Did any of you see that veteran move by Tommy Estes? That was veteran.
Well, I believe Dave's got our pictures. We'll start with our 3rd place owner in the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midgets, Chad Bode of CB Industries. And Chad, of course, you've had a long, lengthy career as a driver, now transitioning to this role of your life. And the first win of any driver's career is awfully important. Bryant was able to get that earlier this year during Mid-America Midget Week. But for you, how special is it to help Bryant deliver that in your car?
Yeah, absolutely, and especially delivering it close to home. I think it was the closest race to home we had all year. So we kind of had one slip away earlier in Kansas that year, so to get that win in Blue was definitely special. Bryant did an awesome job this year for us. He brought his A game every night, was consistent, drove through the field, usually advanced positions throughout the features. So really, thankful to get to work with him this year. Got one more at Chili Bowl, so definitely looking forward to finishing strong and then watching him play some baseball next year.
Well, I think we got a reveal on your plans there, Brett Bryant. We all knew the win was coming, and I'm sure that was one of your main goals coming into the season. 3rd in the points on the stage here in Indianapolis tonight. So do you feel like you met most of, if not all of your goals during this season?
Yeah, I mean, of course you're always chasing a championship, and I think that's kind of what we entered into the season. But it just wasn't our year. CV had a heck of a drive all year long, and just a blessing to finish 3rd in the points. And I can't thank Chad enough for that, and all the guys, Carlin, Scotty, Mike, even though he's a grump. But I can't thank them all enough. But we'll see what we got at Chili Bowl.
Bryant, we am in 3rd in the national points with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midgets. Emerson Axum, your 3rd place driver with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Cars. Emerson coming off the rookie year. I'm sure expectations were high for you and your team. You got a couple of wins, including the 2023 Eastern Storm Championship. How big of a year was 2023 for your development as a driver?
Yeah, we had a really good year, I felt like, and won some pretty cool races at Williams Grove and some places out there, and won PA Speed Week and Eastern Storm. But had a really good year, but just made some rookie mistakes that cost us a shot at the championship. And it just wouldn't be possible without Tim and Taylor and Jennifer and Richard and Bobby and Cam and everyone at the shop that makes that car go around.
And your 3rd place owner with the National Sprint Cars, of course, Tim Clausen. Tim, not only do you have the role of being the owner, but for most of, if not all of the 2023 season, you were also calling the shots on the 47 BC. So how hard can it be sometimes managing those two roles?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a crew chief, you want to spend all the money, make car go fast. When you're the owner, you don't want to spend any money. So that was a balance to get through. But no, it was a great year with Emerson, great 2 years with Emerson. And, one of my true joys in this sport is getting to work with the youth in the sport, these kids coming up. Taylor and I were just talking, we're here celebrating Emerson's run tonight. And across the street, we have a driver that drove for us that's celebrating his first championship. So to get to do that in the sport is incredible, and to get to do it here at USAC is just as incredible too.
Tim Clausen with Clausen Marshall Racing, your third place owner. Oh boy, Ron and Justin look really indecisive of who wants to go first here. Justin has to do a lot of talking. Now Ron doesn't. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. How about it for Justin Grant? He took the ball right there. He's going to do a lot of talking tonight. Justin, in the opening stanza of the season, no doubt about it, you guys were down and out. You had that crash at Belleville. Didn't even get to make it to qualifying at Winchester. But then all of a sudden, the 91 car started to come around. What changed throughout the season that allowed you to now come up here on the stage as third place in Silver Crown?
Yeah, I don't know that a lot changed. I just quit crashing race cars, and we didn't blow anything else up. So, no, Ron gives us all the equipment we need, and great team to go race with. Dennis, Jason, our spotter BK, everybody at Himmelgarn Enterprises. It's a joy to drive for them. And no, we had a little bit of a rocky start, but I think things got rolling good. We won a race there at DuQuoin, and I think we're looking good rolling into 2024. And so, thanks to Ron for everything he does for me and the rest of the Silver Crown team. And a lot of people might not know, but Ron supplies the shop that I work out of, that we run the sprint car team out of, and that we will be running the RMS midget team out of next year. So yeah, Ron does a lot for me, a lot beyond just the Silver Crown team, and I'm awfully thankful for him.
We'll now bring in Ron Himmelgarn, who definitely did not want to go first. Ron, you've been a long-time supporter of the Silver Crown Series, a long-time supporter of racing. I'm sure the Indy 500 win still ranks right up there at the top. But this, as I said, you've been involved in a long time, and you've been a supporter of races out at Toledo. So what keeps you coming back to the USAC Silver Crown Series year after year after year?
Well, I enjoy just watching the racers and watch them come up and become a champion. Justin, he's been with us quite a few years now. But when I see it, racing's a lot of fun. And there's ups and there's downs. But I believe adversity creates opportunities. And every time we've crashed a car this year or blew up an engine, we came back that much stronger, wanting to be a winner, which we were. And we'll be back next year. Hopefully we'll get that Triple Crown money.
Ron's already got his eyes set on that. Round of applause for your third place drivers across all three National Series.
Justin's got stuff to carry. Thank you, Ron. Okay. National second place drivers and entrants next on the card. Well, the Amsoil National Sprint Car second place driver and entrant, absolute legends in USAC Sprint Car Racing from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Brady Bacon, and the National Sprint Car entrant Dynamics Incorporated from Milford, Ohio. Now, just what has this guy done, Brady Bacon? $20,000 Hobstead Hustler victory at Tri-State gave him 53 career national victories, placing him second all-time in that category. He was the second Indiana Sprint Week Crown winner, picked up victories in Illinois and Texas to set a record for the most different states won in by a USAC National Sprint Car driver at 14. Now, this combo is the winningest driver entrant pairing in USAC history with 41 scores. They're your 2023 USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car runners-up. And again, it's Brady Bacon and Dynamics Incorporated. NOS Energy Drink National Midget, second place driver and entrant. He's made a habit throughout his career. For the third season in a row, he's finished inside the top three in standings. And of course, the high water mark, the $20,039 prize at the BC 39. Unbelievable. Undefeated, this team through the weekend. They're your second place driver and entrant in USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. They are from Ione, California, Justin Grant, and Western Springs, Illinois' RMS Racing. Okay, so Dave and Justin are already jockeying about the microphone. I can see that right now. Silver Crown. He became the first driver to reach 40 USAC Silver Crown wins. That's laughable because second in the list is 23. That's how dominant this guy has been. For the fourth time, he won 3 races in a row in the year. For an incredible 10 straight years, he's finished either first or second in the standings. The runners-up for 2023 from Kingsburg, California, Cody Swanson, and Lebanon, Ohio's Doran Banks Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, what a team. Going for the kill. It's an all skate.
Pat, we talked about people not wanting to talk on the microphone first. These guys can't even figure out what order they want to be in the picture.
Somehow they all finished second.
Yeah, yes, that's a good point. We'll start with the Macho Man, Brady Bacon, and another historic season for you, now second all-time with the National Sprint Cars, but some things just didn't go your way throughout the course of the season, getting you here on the stage in Indianapolis, which I know is important for you, but not where you want. How much does this motivate you next year to complete the Drive for 5?
It's a lot of motivation. Obviously, none of us that are on the stage now want to run second. We've all had the taste of winning, and we want to do that again. So we're already hard at work, kind of getting ready for next year, and just didn't play out for us this year. We had a lot of really cool wins, a lot of big money wins, which helped us through the year. But had some changes within our team, and had some stumbles, kind of later in the year. But had a lot of people step up to the plate and really help me get through the year, and I'm thankful for that, and thankful to the people that always support us every year, and thankful to the Hoffmans for letting me, kind of help carry on their legacy and continue to add to their records.
Brady Bacon second in National Sprint Car points. Dave Estep, always good to see you. Justin Grant this time lets his owner go first. Thank you, Justin. Anyway, Dave.
No. He didn't let me go first. He did not let me go first.
Okay.
He told me I'm going first.
Well, you know what? I like my story better. That's what we're going to go with. But, Dave, you guys really turned the corner around the BC 39, of course, sweeping the entire weekend with Thomas Meserol and Justin Grant. Do you feel like those changes you made before that race that parlayed ultimately into that BC 39 win and a good rounding out to your season could help you go after your team's first USAC national title in 2024?
That was exactly what we had in mind. We were going to turn it around for 24.
Well, simple as that. Justin Grant on the stage again as second with the National Midgets. I know this one you want bad to complete that Triple Crown as a driver, but that BC 39 win still seems to be on the tips of everyone's tongues. Is it still surreal to you a little bit that you're a winner at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, not to mention in one of the sport's biggest races?
Absolutely, yeah. It was a gigantic box that I got to check off of my list, and I was happy to do it with Dave and Lacey and Joe and Matt and everybody at RMS. Yeah, it was awesome. We, like Brady touched on, we don't want to run second. We don't want to stand up here as second. But no, we're going to regroup, come back in 24, and try and be one spot better.
Goal is simple for Justin Grant and RMS Racing, Cody Swanson. And Cody, I know no matter the outcome, you always take every race, every lap as a learning experience. So what's your biggest takeaway from the 2023 season?
I mean, biggest takeaway for me is I'm still, again, surrounded by great people and thankful for the opportunity to run for Doran Banks Racing, right, and support we had from Mission Foods and Glen Farms and Rosewood Machine and Tool, right, but it takes an entire team between Kevin Doran, Dan Banks, Ken Kyle Holes, Kearney Glenn, all the team principals and so many people that are a part of it between Jason and Tim and Curtis and Dave and Clark and Bob and Ryan and Jesse and Dee and Mike and our friends Kent and Jeff that are a part of it, and of course my personal favorite, my wife Jordan, right. It takes everybody to make something like this go, and we did have a good year, but we were second best, and I'm thankful to be surrounded by these great people, but want to congratulate Logan and the Rice Abacus team on an outstanding championship season.
Really quick before I let you go, are you sure you got everybody?
As best as I can tell.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Kevin Doran, of course, one of the two men behind this team, and you guys had stuck with Cody on the pavement side of things, but you and Dan Binks decided this year was going to be the year the 77 hit the road full time. That means going to the dirt races as well. So what kind of operation do you need, or I guess how do you beef up your operation to kind of complete all the USAC Silver Crown races and do it as competitively as you guys did throughout the season?
Well, I think the dirt program turned out better than we might have thought. The pavement program let us down a bit this year, so we got to work on that. But a couple of mechanicals and the points slip away, so you got to finish every race for the Silver Crown champ.
Absolutely, and Dan Binks, if I'm not mistaken, this was your first year coming on for the Silver Crown Trail with Kevin Doran. So what did you think of Silver Crown in your first year as a part owner?
Yeah, it was super exciting, and just to help these guys, try to win this thing was a pleasure, and my whole family was into this style of racing because I've come from road racing, and it's so different. It was just a pleasure to be here, and hopefully we can do it again.
One more time, everybody, a round of applause for your second place drivers and car owners with the all three USAC National Series in 2023.
Thank you very much. Next is a very, very special award to the United States Auto Club. Who would have thought that a straggly kid from Lincoln, Indiana would come this far? This individual is the absolute epitome of the word excellence in every sense of the word. He's one of 7 members of the Triple Crown Club, winning championships across all 3 USAC divisions, Silver Crown, National Midgets, and National Sprint Cars, where he is the winningest driver in series history. His total of 115 USAC feature victories, nationally and regionally, ranks 5th all time, and his 1,334 USAC national feature starts between 1986 and 2023 ranks number 1. He also scored 1 USAC national feature victory in a remarkable 24 consecutive seasons between 1993 and 2016. He's raced everywhere and won nearly everything in his long and storied career. He's won on pavement and dirt. He's won from coast to coast, titles upon titles, and was one of the most popular drivers to ever compete on the USAC Trail. Along the way, he affectionately earned the nickname the People's Champ, which certainly summed it up. Truly, the accolades could go on, and we would be here for an eternity reciting them. But this man has solidified his position as one of the all-time greats in motorsports, all motorsports, and that's a status he will retain for eternity. Every year, I realize that there are individuals, or fewer individuals, who understand the greatness of Roger McCluskey. A national driving champion, he competed in all the USAC divisions, was excellent in stock cars, and ended his career as a valued and respected USAC official. He was the absolute epitome of the word integrity. This is an award that we only give to select individuals. In many ways, a lifetime achievement award. This guy gave us so many thrills for so very long. Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Champ, Dave Darland. Oh, Dave's been a master at this too, I might add. David, we had a chance to do something on the internet the other day. And obviously, I'm a little emotional because so much of my career has been watching you race. And so many victories over the years. But the fact is, the greatest thing is you won a race in 2023. How cool was that?
That was great. You know, winning in 2023 was it was amazing for the first thing, and it was great for my career. And to win my first one at Kokomo back in 1980 something, and then and to win my last one there at Kokomo again was in 2023 was certainly a highlight of my career.
I think you got a special little tag there on your tie, don't you?
Yeah.
Is that it's your quarter midget?
Yeah, that's my quarter midget. My dad made that for me back when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So
his dad took him to the Kokomo quarter midget, and he's a stringy kid, and he says, I got to do something to get this kid pumped up, and called him Tiger Dave. It was Tom Chalk that told me that story years ago, and he became a legend at the quarter midget track. And you raced so many years with your dad, Bob, who we all loved a great deal. He was a man of few words, but you two was just as a team. Even, you know, the thing about Dave Darlin that everyone here needs to understand is, before he won his first USAC race, the Holman Classic at Terre Haute, he was already a local hero because of the championships he'd won locally. And I always had the sense, Dave, the chance to win that one race at Kokomo at the time had to be the biggest thrill of your life.
yeah, it certainly was. You know, winning any sprint car race Kokomo was a big deal, but winning my first one there and winning my last one there was certainly a big thing for me, and I certainly appreciate all the help and everybody, Jeff Walker and everybody helped me along the way. We won a few races driving Jeff's car, so like to thank everybody for helping me and you know, enjoying the races.
You know, you showed up at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, and many of us who spent time on bull rings already knew you were great, but there's a whole class of people that don't really know who Dave Darlin is. And you get a Silver Crown ride with Galen Fox, a great car, and you're at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. And I heard some people going, well, who's this guy? You went out and won the damn race.
yeah, we did. I even surprised myself.
But, I mean, you know, you had the chance. I think about all the folks that you raced for, the great teams. I know Richie tried to capture as many as he could in your videos. You raced for the Hoffmans. You raced for Steve Lewis in the Fame 9 cars. You raced for Galen. You mentioned Jeff. I mean, we could go on and on. Good drivers command good races. You won on dirt and pavement, midget sprint cars. I mean, it's just an incredible story. I mean, in this time that you made the decision, and I know you had mulled it over for a while, have you had the time to reflect on just how remarkable a story this is?
No, not really. I'm still continuing to race, really, but I just ended that back at Kokomo back in last month or a couple months ago. So I haven't really had time to reflect on any of that yet. But me and my wife just bought a camper, and we're going camping here this next summer, and gonna have fun with that. So.
Well, you're going to have fun with that, but what we had, folks, do you agree with me? Did we have fun watching this guy or not? Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Champ, Dave Darlin. What's that? Really? Well, we move now to our national champions, and if you pay attention to the screen, we salute our sprint car champion.
Lap traffic lies ahead. Grant's going to force Blue out wide. Robert Blue on the throttle. Grant to the inside. Justin Grant gets it. Got him by 5 thousandths of a second the line. And with that, Justin.
Yeah, we saw that a few times this year. Year had some struggles in it, indeed, but when he got hot, we saw one of the most dominant stretches in series history, for he and sidekick Jeff Walker accounted for a career-high 11 series victories in 2023, including 8 in the final 17 starts and 13 top 10s to close out the year. Became the 13th different point leader in a record-setting year in terms of point lead changes. He was also victorious, as you saw, at Gas City in the closest finish of the 2023 season, and he picked up $44,500 in that great appearance during Kokomo, Indiana's SmackDown. To boot, he finished the year with $20,000 more in his pocket as the winner of the Fall Nationals at Lawrenceburg. They're now a 2-time USAC National Sprint Car Champion for a second year in a row. The Richard Hoffman AMSOIL National Sprint Car first place entrant. From my own California, Justin Grant, and from Top Motorsports from Rochester, Indiana, the entrant champion. Let's welcome them. And I believe Kevin Birchmeyer will join us. And by the way, we want to make special notice that Justin's grandmother is with us here tonight. And she looks marvelous. As his custom, champion team gets the podium. Oh, yeah. I
was prepared. I gotta have my glasses. No, got them. Well, first off, wow, what a year. These guys are amazing. I want to thank the good Lord for blessing this team. Adversity, ups, downs, they made it work. They made it work. USAC, thank you for putting on just a fantastic series. I've not been in it that long. Top Motorsports started back in like 2015, and this is an amazing run that we're having. Thirdly, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors. NOS Energy Drink, of course, MVP Express, Top Industries, LA Poly, AMSOIL, Maxim Chassis, Kistler Engines, Hoosier Tire, ProSource, FK Shocks, MagTech, the list goes on and on. I mean, we have huge support, and that support is just wonderful for us. I don't know what else to say other than it's been an amazing run, and I love these guys. Justin's like family, the crew, Jeff Walker, what an amazing, thank you, Jeff. Nick, Jerry, David, my son. Well, like my kids say it, it's like Justin's my third son, so anyhow, thank you very much.
Lower that down a little bit. Better at driving race cars than I am at talking, so bear with me. It might get a little rocky. Yeah, getting to stand on stage as USAC champion will always be a dream come true. I don't know that it matters how many times I get to do it. I'm fortunate that I've gotten to do it a couple times now, and it feels surreal every single time. I spent a lot of years on the road, flea bag hotels and rough car washes in little towns strewn across the country, getting kicked in the teeth by the best in the business, and never really thought I'd amount to much. To go from there to stand on this stage in front of all of you, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about racing, obviously, but it's also taught me a lot about life and a lot more about myself. I've learned that I do love winning a lot, but even more, I love those flea bag motels and those rough car washes. I love rolling into some dusty town in the middle of America, strapping in to entertain, and hoping to make some decent money and not leaving an ambulance. It's taught me that you get to get a championship after you become a champion, not the other way around. And that led me to learn a lot about myself, my strengths, my shortcomings, and where I needed to become a better man. Turns out that went far beyond the racetrack. For that alone, I'll always love this sport. The losses, the wins, everything that it's taught me about who I am and who I need to be. But this life certainly is not for everybody, and it takes a special group of people to support a racer. We're a tough bunch to deal with, and I can never say thank you enough to the people that support me and make it possible for me to live out my dream. My beautiful wife, Ashley, she takes the brunt of this life. She stays home, takes care of the kids most of the time, and handles all our merchandise while she has a successful career of her own. I don't know how she does it all, but I'm certainly glad that she does. Love you, darling. My parents helped me start down this path as a kid and supported me as much as they could along the way. It feels good to turn all of their sacrifices, and they were many, into something that they could be proud of, hopefully. My grandma's here tonight, and everyone in the pits knows that I have the best grandma in racing, hands down. She watches every night and texts me that I'm the best, no matter how I do, even when I'm not. And I need that some nights. She's also not afraid to tell me when I'm acting pouty in an interview and need to shape up. And I need that a lot too sometimes. My car owner, Kevin, he knew I was a champion long before I believed it myself, and I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for him. He supported me through some of my toughest patches, and we've gotten to share some of my greatest victories together. Any success that I've had in recent years, I owe to that man and his support. We've got a great crew with Jerry and Nick, and we couldn't do it without those guys' hard work. That and the support of our partners, especially Lauren at NOS Energy Drink, Mike at MPV Express, and Buck Rice with Pro Source. This truly is a team sport through and through. We're almost to the end, but now it's time to talk about J-Dub. Yeah, Jeff Walker has been an instrumental figure in my entire career in Indiana. He's the one who brought me here and gave me a job when I wanted to come back. He was the first one to trust me and put me in a non-wing 410. And when I went out on my own, Jeff always had a room for me to stay in and a few bucks to make if I needed it, and I needed it frequently. He taught me most everything I know about race cars, a lot about life, and a bunch of stuff we can't talk about up here. When we were adrift this summer, lost, couldn't find our way, I was crashing race cars left and right. We weren't fast. Things were bad. Jeff was there again. He came, picked me up, set me back on track, just like he did 15 years ago. So Jeff, thank you. I can never thank you enough. And thank you to everyone that makes this possible, USAC, Flo, all my competitors, my fans, my supporters, my family. I appreciate you all, and thank you guys for coming.
Don't you run away. No. It's not the only impressive thing he did in 2023. He amassed the most total points across the 3 USAC national divisions over the duration of the 2023 campaign. He's now just the 3rd driver to win the Mike Curb USAC National Drivers' Championship 3 consecutive years, joining Jay Yaley and Brian Clausen in that department. He's now one of only 2 drivers to have captured the award 4 times, along with Tracy Hines. For the 3rd consecutive year, 4th time overall, he's the Mike Curb USAC National Driver Champion, Justin Grant.
they tell me I'm on the schedule to talk again, and seeing as I didn't take enough of your time the first time around, we'll waste a little more of it. No, the Mike Curb Drivers Championship now. Yeah, it's a little different award. The points championships to me are entirely performance based. The Mike Curb Award to me, and I thank Mike Curb for all he's done for our sport and doing this award. But to me, it speaks more to the teams that I have around me, the crews that roll up and down the road with me. And for somebody who bounced around ride to ride and had a hard time maintaining a ride for, much more than a couple months at a time, it's special for me to win this award and a few times now. So just to take a moment to thank Top Motorsports, RMS, Himmelgarn Enterprises, Dennis, J-Dub, Nick, Lacey, Joe, Jerry. I gotta thank everybody. BK, everybody that Gunslinger, everybody that makes it possible for me to go race cars, play around in the dirt, and have fun. Thanks.
He's got a lot of hardware to carry. Well, we certainly owe a lot to the late Johnny Caples, the Golden Greek. This is an award that is in his honor. And Johnny Caples Jr., I believe you're with us. If so, please join us on the stage. All I see is a glare out here, so. He's not here? Okay. All right. So, it is a rare feat to win multiple championships in a single year in any aspect, and this man was able to achieve that as a crewman in 2023. A 5-time USAC Western States Midget titleist and a driver in his own right. He turned to the steering wheel for a wrench, and he's kept on winning. This year, between his efforts with driver Logan Seavey, he amassed a pair of championships in the USAC National Midget and Silver Crown competition. The Johnny Caples Golden Greek Award is reserved for those special individuals who are in the trenches. Right here, right now, we introduce to you this season's USAC Chief Mechanic of the Year from Rice Motorsports and Abacus Racing, Ronnie Gardner.
I'm stunned. Did not expect this at all. What a year. What a year with Rice Motorsports, Abacus Racing. What a year with Logan Seavey, Abacus Racing Midget Team. I don't even know what to say right now. First of all, I got to thank my wife. My wife allows me to go up and down the road with these race teams. Without her, it would not be possible, especially, she's probably out there somewhere wrestling with Finn right now, trying to get him to take a bottle or something. Second of all, I got to thank my family, my dad, my uncle, both my uncles, for teaching me how to work on race cars when I was young, before I even drove them. I never thought I would actually drive them. And I was able to drive them later on in my life, in my 20s, and it was a dream of mine. And it was incredible. I got to thank Keith Coons. They taught me how to manage a race team, how to work on a race car, how to do the maintenance that was possible to win a championship. I screwed it up a couple years with Rice, and we didn't actually get it done. We got it done with the owner's title, but we never got Logan what he deserved, and I was so happy to get Logan Seavey his championship with the Silver Crown this year. I got to thank Logan Seavey. You don't win championships without a really great race car and a beyond great driver, and he was beyond great this year in everything that he drove. Got to thank Robbie Rice. volunteer. We did this together, buddy. We didn't have any expectations. We just put a race car on the track and hope for the best there for the first couple races. And then it evolved into wanting to win races and win championships. And I'm very, 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 very proud of what we've done. Brent Cox for coming on this year. Without Brent, that Silver Crown car probably stays in the garage all year. And that was huge for me and for Logan and my future. It's been an incredible year, and I did not expect to be standing up here. So I don't even know what to say other than to thank all of you guys. Thank USAC for considering me. I won a lot of midget races on the West Coast, but this right here is beyond. This is the greatest accomplishment I've ever had. Thank you.
Man worked hard. Okay. Take a look at the video. We'll honor the 2023 NOS Energy Drink National Midget Champion.
Well, with that, Logan Seavey's fired off. He has sealed the national championship. Give him a big round of applause. He comes around that 57 car. Up front, looking to pick up the win here tonight. The James Dean Classic. It's going to be Logan Seavey victorious.
Well, we've had a lot of close finishes that have come down to the final race in USAC history. This, ladies and gentlemen, was an absolute butt whipping. No other way to describe it. Their 280-point final championship margin was the largest in nearly 2 decades since Bobby East in 2004. And it came after they found themselves in the 6th position in standings and 110 points out in June. And then did they get hot. The run of 22 consecutive top 10s to end the season sealed the deal and tied Jason Leffler's series record set in 1997, the same year that this driver was born. He won at Macon Speedway mere hours after winning the USAC Silver Crown race at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, becoming just the 3rd driver to win multiple USAC national events at 2 different racetracks in a single day, a feat only accomplished previously by Billy Vukovich in 1967 and J.J. Yaley in 2004. He also performed on a magical night, a complete USAC sweep of the 4 Crown Nationals at Eldora. He led the series in feature laps led with 214, 21 top 5s, and 24 top 10s in 27 starts. He's now a 2-time USAC National Midget Champion, and his team is a first-time titleist. Please welcome the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Championship entrant, Advocates Racing, and Brent Cox, and the driver from Sutter, California, Logan Seavey.
get to hear an accountant talk. Sorry. I did this earlier today. It was 42 minutes long, so I pared it down. I can't believe I'm standing up here. You know, one of my favorite sayings is, if you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. I'm a romantic at heart, a boy from Anderson. I grew up going to Anderson Speedway, IRP, Winchester, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I never actually thought I'd be a team owner until September 26, 2020. Had the idea of watching, while I was watching the Kokomo race, USAC midget race in my garage. I had the idea, and I obsessed over it until January 2021. I actually met with Anton Julian, a good friend, and told him about my plans. I hadn't talked to anybody about it to that point except myself and God. So his biggest contribution from that meeting was that I should hire Maria Kofer as our driver. And Maria, of course, introduced me to her dad, Johnny, the legend, and altered the course of this team forever. We raced that year with Johnny's equipment and hired Kirk Simpson to work with us later that year. Kirk relocated here, and away we went, getting our shop going and getting the team off the ground. Johnny often joked that in March of 2022, this team didn't own a wrench, and that's the honest truth. But then a pivot came. Maria made a decision in early September 2022 to stop racing for health reasons. It was a tough deal because we'd really built a team around Maria. Daniel Whitley drove for us for a few races, and Justin Grant actually drove for us out at IRP. That was a great night. We stayed for like 3 hours and told stories on pit lane. I called Casey Kohler about midnight, and because we'd been locked out of our suite, and he answered the phone and said, "Please, God, tell me you're not still there." I said, "You want me to lie?" And luckily he got me into the suite so I could get my car keys and go home. But not long before that night, I had an idea. On September 26, 2022, I sat down and sent an Instagram message to Logan Seavey and asked him if he wanted to meet for lunch. 2 years to the day that I thought about starting this team. Logan and I knew each other, but we never actually talked. We met a few days later, talked a lot about racing and other topics, and not long after he asked if I had a car for him for California. We talked, we did, and it was funny because the dream of running one car was one thing. We ended up running two. That was, I could never imagine it because we ran Daniel at the same time. Not long after the West Coast swing, I went to dinner with Logan, took him to Prime 47 to convince him to drive our midget in 2023. That meeting was 1 year ago to this day. After a lot of steak and booze, I finally convinced him to do it. Needless to say, it worked out pretty well. The season started off as expected, team and driver trying to find their way. Running into the midget week, we were finding our way. On June 5th at Circle City Raceway, when I felt like the team and driver really came together, Logan took the lead about halfway through the race and was not to be beat, except he was by a faulty ignition switch with 2 laps to go. I left Circle City Raceway wondering, is that it? Is that the only other chance that we're going to have to be team and driver to win a race? Luckily, that was not the case. 2 nights later, we won at Gas City and never finished out of the top 10 the rest of the year, a streak of 22 races, including 8 total wins. Going into Gas City that night as a team, we'd only lived 1 lap on the feature when Logan nipped the line for 1 lap at Belleville. Before the season was over, we would lead another 213 laps. When Logan crossed the line that night at Gas City, it was not only our first feature win, but our first feature podium. Logan jumped out of the car, gave me a big hug, made me think of that night at Prime 47, made me think about that day we had lunch. There are so many highlights I could talk about, but other than our first win, the biggest highlights for me were obviously the double when we won Springfield and Macon in the same day, our Indiana Midget Week Championship, Logan sweep at the Four Crown Nationals in Eldora. But 2 that really stick out was his drive from 12th to 3rd in the BC 39 and our 2nd place in Lawrenceburg. And people would say, well, why? Because that's when we really came together as a team. The BC, we were out to lunch up until the feature. We never gave up. And watching Logan drive through the field in that race was something I'll never forget. In Lawrenceburg, in engine heat, we had an engine problem. John Lunsford and I were standing in the trailer. Johnny threw open the door and said, "Get that backup car down." There was another word in there, but I won't repeat it here. But But we took that car, the team took that car, prepared it. We went fastest in hot laps, second qualifying, finished second in the race. A testament to this team. None of this would be possible, though, without the team and our sponsors. Indy Custom Stone, Honest Abe Roofing, Indy Fuel, Dozers Nuts and Bolts, Laura Kopetsky Triax, Chernoff Cosmetic Surgery, CG CPAs, Forecheck Marketing, Prime 47, Audiology Associates, Carrington Homes, Don Smock Auctions, Trueway Logistics, Orbital Installation Technologies, Hedge Clippers, Viva Tia Maria, and Hay Fever Trucking. And those who have been instrumental in this journey, most significant are my partners, John Lunsford and Ken Gauze, and their respective wives, Sarah and Leisha, because I'm telling you, without wives, this doesn't work. Our incredible crew, Johnny Kofer and Kirk Simpson, the backbone to our team. And then Ronnie Gardner and Trevor Reed, most of you might know him as T-Bone. And Daniel Whitley and Ryan Whitley were instrumental in helping us out this year. Of course, Daniel also drove for us. My oldest son, Adam, who does our social media, and an honorable thank you to his girlfriend, Brooke, because Adam watches races 24 hours a day. Kenley, who had the role of trying to wrangle this crew and making sure we had food to eat and plenty of Busch Light in the cooler. Spike Chassis, Stanton Engine, CSI Shocks, USAC and all the USAC officials, specifically Spridge, Richie, and Kevin. Drake York and Christy Bemis, I think they got sick and tired of interviewing Logan. And a big shout out to Chet. We're going to miss him. I'm going to miss the Chetisms. My favorite was hammering like a blind carpenter. Our competitors, this is a tough series. And every night I would look at the lineup and just shake my head how much talent there was in this series. I want to thank the track and promoters who allow us to run these races to fulfill our dreams. I want to thank the series sponsors, especially NOS Energy Drink. Most importantly, I want to thank the rest of my family, including Adam, my son Ethan, who's our biggest fan, my daughters Leah and Erica for their support and putting up with us screaming and hollering at the TV, and to my wife Andrea. She's my biggest cheerleader in life, has always been there for me, always will be, and will keep me honest and humble. And I want to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible. I also want to say a very big thank you to our partners, Robbie and Zach Rice and Rice Motorsports Advocates Racing. What an awesome journey this year was with them too. Robbie and I met in Tulsa, and from there we made a bit of history. There's so many highlights I could talk about, but I'll let Robbie do that. But a big thank you to all the competitors in Silver Crown, especially Cody. What an absolute class act. And congratulations to Justin Brown on this year's Sprint Car Championship. Justin is obviously a former driver for us, a client of my firm and good friend, and a deserved champion. He knows how much I wanted that BC 39 win, so he'll probably bring the trophy when he goes over his taxes. Now I know everyone's like, you forgot someone. Well, I did save one for last. Logan, thank you. Thank you for responding to that Instagram message. Thank you for going to dinner that night. And thank you for driving your ass off this year. You did exactly what I wanted you to do, and it was so much fun to watch and be a part of. I love this sport. I hope we continue to do a good job representing USAC, and I cannot thank you all enough for the privilege to stand up here and talk to you all. Oh, and that gravitational pull you feel for the last few months, that's from all the silicone that Johnny puts on our ignition switches now. Thank you, and God bless.
I was trying to get it low enough. Well, yeah, like Brent said, I was not interested in midget racing at all this year, to be honest with you, a year ago. The last 2 years have been less than stellar for me. And yeah, I was just wanting to go sprint car racing and focus on my sprint car and Silver Crown and sort that stuff out and you know, focus on winning in that. And man, obviously really glad that we could work it out and he could talk me into doing this. And you know, couldn't have asked for a better season. Obviously, the stats speak for themselves. Couldn't be happy to race for better people and better car owners with Brent and John. But man, yeah, it's just such a blast. You know, that's what for me racing is about. When I'm having fun, I'm driving well and I'm driving hard. And you know, when you work for people that are working hard, it makes you want to drive that much harder to not let them down. And I feel like we saw that a lot this year. And, you know, we just went in with the attitude that, you know, we were showing up to win every race. And Kirk and Johnny had the same attitude. And we were coming to not just win. We wanted to smash them. And and that's what we did most of the season. And I know that's, like I said, that's what these guys want to do. And man, it just makes it so much fun. And if you're not racing with that attitude when you're on top, you're going to get beat down by somebody who's trying to. So especially racing with guys like Justin, that's what makes it so much cooler. Is he is racing it as absolute hardest every time, and it wouldn't be the same if I wasn't racing with people like Justin that are just such tough competitors. So just would not be as cool to stand up here if Justin wasn't second. And I know that's exactly where he wants to be next year. And that's just competitors, right? That's why we're here, and that's why we're doing this. And man, that's, like I said, that's what's cool to me, and that's what I know he wants to do. So, like I said, when you're on top, you gotta stay there. And Brent kind of alluded to it, but the BC, we came in thinking, we're the guys. We're gonna smash them again, and we did not. We kind of got smashed a little bit, and that's when we got knocked down. And like I said, it's just so easy that once you get knocked down to kind of lose that. And that's where I kind of learned that my guys are the best. And I was pouting, and Brent was really pouting. He probably doesn't want to talk about that, but we had a moment, and we kind of all got together. And man, my guys were out there all night rebuilding my car, and Johnny was making changes, and I was holding them back, and I finally just, let them go do their job. That's why they're there, and they went and did their job, and we came back the next day, and we had a great run. I feel like we ran it as good as we could have, and man, that was a turning point of the season. Not that we weren't already running well at that point, but like I said, once you get knocked down, it's easy to stay down, and these guys kind of proved to me that they were here to win, and that was a huge point in the season for us. So that one stands out the most to me. Obviously, Lawrenceburg being prepared, showing they're a championship winning team to have that car ready and be just as good. So these guys do anything in their power for me, and they built all new race cars for me this year just to come out here and accomplish this goal. So really, really cool. Like I said, Brent, John, these guys are obviously really, really new, but they give us everything that we need to do this correctly. And Johnny and Kirk obviously had a lot to prove this year, and they sure did that. So I know it was huge for them, and I'm just really happy I could do my job right and get this done for them. Obviously, T-Bone come in this year, and we had a blast racing all year. That's, like I said, when I'm having fun, it makes it easier to win and easier to drive hard. And obviously, when you're driving hard, you're gonna win some more races. So, Ronnie, obviously a familiar face for me coming in, makes it a lot more comfortable. And he wasn't quite the crew chief role, but when we got into some pickles, he was able to offer some advice, and he has a little more experience out here. So it's huge, for me and, for my guys to have just another set of eyes and some experience. But awesome to be teammates with Daniel this year. Daniel was so much fun. I've been racing with Daniel for a very long time, and to see him, get out here and get this opportunity, I know how big it is. It wasn't too long ago I was just racing go-karts, and I didn't really have a path to get out here either. So to see another kid come out and get a chance out here and hopefully continue racing out here is awesome. And even when he wasn't racing, he was working really hard on my car to make sure I had everything I needed. So, just like I said, it's been a full team effort. My girlfriend, she's staring at me waiting for me to say her name. So my girlfriend for Kinley for obviously doing all my merchandise and sometimes picking me up after a race, sometimes making me more frustrated than I already am. But all the USAC guys obviously have been a great year, and it's just so cool to race with people that you're familiar with, and Kirk, Matt, Richie, all them guys that are going up and down the road, every day or every week, racing with them guys with familiar faces, and A guy who I think doesn't quite get enough credit is Matt and Rich. If we crash or whatever, these things hurt, and sometimes you need a minute, and to have somebody there that knows you and you know them when you want to get out is really big. So all the USAC crew and officials do a great job, and pretty much just like I said, just really, really happy to be out here racing midgets. It's been a long year, but obviously we were super successful, and more success than I could have ever thought of. So thanks for everybody for coming out, and I guess I'll be talking to you again here soon.
Yeah, probably so. Let's pay attention to the screen. We'll have a salute to the Silver Crown champion.
And for the first time in his career, Logan Seavey is a 2023 USAC Silver Crown National Champion.
Down into 3 and 4 he goes. Checkered flag coming out. Logan Seavey's going to win at Port Royal Speedway.
2023, they weren't denied. 3 dirt wins met the expectation of the team's desires at Port Royal, Springfield, and Eldora. However, the pavement side of the equation saw a huge stride with the team with 4 top 5 finishes. A July accident at Winchester nearly derailed the season. With all hands on deck and the sands on the hourglass running short, the team rebuilt their car just in time to finish 5th at Toledo, marking the moment when the 2 factions truly became one team. When it was all said and done, this team owned a scant 7-point edge in earning the title, and coupled with his midget championship, became the first driver since Levi Jones in 2011 to double up with multiple USAC national titles in a season, which earned him a $50,000 bonus, doubling his point fund payout to $100,000. Your entrant champion, Brownsburg, Indiana's Rice Motorsports. Second for Robbie. Rice Motorsports Abacus Racing, your driver champion, and for the first time as the Silver Crown King, Logan Seavey. Let's let him hear it. So we'll bring Robbie up as well.
I'll just go for it for you. I'll let you go last. That way, if you screw it up, everyone will remember it. Robbie called me, I think, the end of 2019 to come run this series, and it was a dream come true. This is, since I've been out here, honestly growing up, I wasn't really involved with USAC racing. I was kind of a first generation racer, and I didn't really know this all really even existed, honestly, until I was a little bit older. And to be out here doing it now is unbelievable, and at this level is unbelievable. But ever since I kind of got out here, I knew that these Silver Crown cars were exactly what I wanted to drive. And like I said, Robbie called me at the end of 2019 to come do this, and I couldn't have been more excited. And obviously, to drive good race cars is key, and he has obviously a really good one. So at the time, it was just dirt, and we were just going to go try to figure it out and have a little bit of fun. And man, to see where we're at now from that first race at Sealands Grove with just me and Robbie and Joe Devin going down the road was, that's a memory. Huh? Prestige Worldwide, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even Rice Motorsports at the time, but that's a memory I will never forget. It's just one of those one of those days that you have in your memories. It's just so cool. Like I said, just going down the road with Rob and Joe and going racing. Just a race car and a few parts in the trailer. And I don't even know if we practiced. We couldn't get the thing to run for a while, but we actually had a decent running there. And from then I knew, like, man, this car is capable. And with a few more races, I'll get this stuff figured out, and we'll be all right. And the next few years, we were really good on the dirt and really, really bad on the pavement. I had no pavement experience. Ronnie came on, and he has family and friends and stuff that know about it, but he'd never really worked on the pavement stuff either. And it was really just about getting me comfortable, and then just kind of keeping stuff fairly simple and letting me figure it out. Really, it's kind of been what it takes is these last few years is really just me figuring it out. Ronnie's been getting the car better, and I've just been learning so much on the pavement. That's where, like I said, where Mr. Duran said that that's where they had to improve was on the dirt, and we knew we had to improve on the pavement. And we were able to do that this year, and that's just kind of where we were able to get the job done. But a big moment with Brent coming on. I kind of talked him into joining this, and being a part of this team, and it was huge. We not only got the support of Brent and CGCPAs and his partners, but we got my midget crew at a lot of the races, and that was huge help to Ronnie. Ronnie is kind of mostly a one-man band. We got Glenn and Uncle Ron and everybody that helps us out. But yeah, for the most part, Ronnie goes and works on it and then runs up and spots for me and talks me through the race. But getting my midget guys there at some of the races was huge. And then having them guys after we crashed at Winchester was probably the biggest part of the year for us. Just to get that car back together was a feat in itself. So like I said, our dirt car is unbelievable. It's the most fun car I ever can drive, and Ronnie gives me a great one every time. And I feel like it's tough to get in cars that are capable of winning like this one is, and it's just I'm just so thankful to drive it. So I said can't thank. This is really a big family over there at Rice Motorsports Advocates Racing, and Brent talks about a lot, just building the family and our race team, and that's really what we have. Robbie's been such a great guy to me, and man, he is the biggest race fan I've ever met in my life. I've never seen somebody that watches more races than that guy, but I know this means a lot to him, and I know that they really, really wanted to get this one for me, and I'm really glad that I could also, do my job well and win one for them. So, like I said, we have Robbie, who's just such a great owner, and so much fun to go racing with. I know I said it a lot earlier, but fun is huge for me, and man, it's cool to win for people that are excited to win. And Ronnie does a great job. Glenn, we couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much. Glenn's another guy who's just such a good dude and a great mentor and so many things. And Uncle Ron sitting over there. Uncle Ron, always a big help at the races. So we just couldn't do it, like I said, without all my midget team, everyone who works on this thing. AJ and Drake Felker helped out a lot this year. They got our engines running so much better, and then to have the trackside support, they were at every single race, making sure our stuff ran, or if we had an issue, they got it squared away really quick. So, I know the whole Rice family's here and excited for it. Gigi and Zach and Taryn and Tinley, thank you guys. And I guess at this point, you can come up here, Rob.
I didn't prepare a speech, but I wanted to start by Dave Darlin. You still here, bud? You paved the way for the money Logan made tonight. So guys like you, Tracy Hines, JJ, the guys that laid the foundation for Logan to come up here and Justin to make the money they make today, it was paved the way by Dave Darlin. Let's not forget that. Dave. Cody Swanson, I know you're still here, but man, you push us, buddy. You push us hard. So the hours we spent are chasing you, and it feels really good to win this because you're the champ. So to beat the champ and knock the champ out is tough to do, and you're one of the best to ever do it. So the feeling I have to be able to come up there and do that. I know it doesn't make you feel good, but it makes our family feel good that we can beat a champion like you. So I want to start out by thanking the guys that helped me at the shop. Ronnie, irreplaceable, bud. We started off just by a little dirt car, want to go win a couple races, and then for some reason I wanted to go get a pavement car, and I said, ta-da, let's go do this. And you welcomed it with open arms, and boy, we struggled with that thing. So I think one of the things I'm most proud of is our pavement organization, or our pavement team, because it has come so far from the very first time we rolled that thing out on the track. It almost sounded like a tractor the first time we fired it up, and we were like, man, what is this thing? But Drake, AJ, you've been dialing us in, bud. Like, the motors have been flawless. I mean, we've had a couple problems, but most of them were self-inflicted. So we're going to do our best to eliminate those and go after it harder next year. Glenn, you're the best, bud. I mean, you're my roommate. You spend a lot of hours in the shop trying to diagnose little problems, and those are hard to, oil leaks and silly things you can't get your finger on. It's important to have someone like you to help me, so thank you. My brother Zach, he's come along, not big on racing. He never really got the bug like I did. But to see him embrace the ownership role, I think my dad would be proud of that. So, thank you, Zach. My girls are here tonight. They didn't get to come to the 2021 speech, which I had a nice spread and kept everybody out for about 15 minutes, so we'll wrap this up. But girls, I love you. And to my better half, Amy, thanks for keeping me together with the glue. Love you. And now we're going to let Brent come up here and thank all the sponsors, because he's really good at that. Without Brent coming on this year, Rice Motorsports had a very high probability of not competing for a championship this year. So without Brent, Daniel, Johnny, Kirk, T-Bone, everybody at Abacus Racing for stepping in when we needed help and an extra hand, thank you all very much. This championship is not without you guys.
Thank you very much. I'll make it quick because you've heard from me enough, but it was when Logan said we should to meet, we met at the Chili Bowl. It was an instant great thing, and it started off just like a family, and that's what Logan has heard me say, like this whole group over here, what we've done, we've had so much fun, and we've laughed, we've been mad, we've cried, but to do what we've done this year in the Silver Crown Series, it is tough. And like you said, to beat the best, it's really, really hard. And I can't remember what race it was. We were on the grid. Cody pulled up next to us, and he just looks at it and goes, here I am again. And we started laughing. I was like, man, it's really hard to beat that guy. But we're going to have our hands full next year, but we're looking forward to it. And I couldn't think of a better group of people to do it than with the group sitting up here at these front tables. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you.
Well, folks, Nikki Klepper reminds me, particularly those of you who have the glass trophies, there are boxes here for you. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, that's a pretty cool little piece there as well. Look, you might want to put that one in the old garage. But there's boxes for your trophies. There's Hoosier jackets, etc. Dave's going to get a shot of that. And we're ultimately the champions. If you could come up, Dave's going to do a photo shoot with you as well. Richie left me with a little bit of wisdom to close the night. He said, remember as you drive down the road of life, all you need is a wheel in your hand and 4 on the road. But no matter which path you take or how you get there, always, always make sure to secure your wheel covers or you'll be fined $100. So I told my wife yesterday that there were going to be 2 words that I was just looking forward to saying. And ladies and gentlemen, those words are good night. Thank you for coming.